Next, Mr. Chameleon and the fabulous Ruby murder case. Tonight we again present the famous Mr. Chameleon of Central Police Headquarters in his famous cases of crime and murder. Brought to you by the makers of genuine Bayer aspirin. Mr. Chameleon, as you know, is the famous and dreaded detective who frequently uses a disguise to track down a killer. A disguise which at all times is recognized by the audience. Tonight we give you Mr. Chameleon in the fabulous Ruby murder case. Late at night, the streets of New York can be full of vaguely menacing shadows, especially if the mind itself is attuned to terror. And Mrs. Winifred Lindsay, waiting at a lonely bus stop, is filled with growing anxiety, growing fear. And she says to herself,
"Why doesn't that bus come? I don't like it here. Maybe I shouldn't wait. I've got to get home quickly or they'll wonder where I was. Well, I won't tell them. They can't make me. Who's that? Who is it? What are you doing in that doorway? No! No! Don't come near me! Ah!
A short time after, with amazing swiftness, a squad car with the famous and dreaded detective, Mr. Chameleon, and his assistant, Detective Dave Arnold, arrives at the scene of the shooting.
This is a lonely neighborhood, Dave. Not too safe a place for any woman late at night.
Yeah. Oh, there she is. Shot in the heart at close range, Mr. Chameleon.
Nice-looking woman, too. Dave, anything in her purse?
Oh, here's a card. Hers, I guess. Mrs. Winifred Lindsay.
What?
Oh, what's the matter?
Dave, let me see that card. So we were too late.
What do you mean, Mr. Chameleon?
Dave, a letter came to Central Police Headquarters tonight. A letter from a Mrs. Winifred Lindsay saying that she was in deadly fear of being murdered because of a valuable ruby which she owned.
Mr. Chameleon?
The letter also said that she was the widow of a jeweler, but a lot of it didn't make sense. Could have come from an eccentric or a badly frightened woman.
Well, she had reason to be scared.
She did indeed, Dave. The letter only came to police headquarters about an hour ago, and I was going to stop by to see her. Well, it's all over now.
But what about the ruby, Mr. Chameleon?
Well, if she had it on her, it's gone. What's this written on this sheet of paper? Someone's name and address. Homer Truit. And the address... well, it's just a few blocks away. Oh, and here come the boys from headquarters. They can take over here now. Come along, Dave. You and I are going to call on Homer Truit.
And so, a few minutes later, a dignified, gray-haired man opens the door to Mr. Chameleon and Detective Dave Arnold, and stares in mounting horror as Mr. Chameleon says,
Mr. Truit, I'm Chameleon of Central Police Headquarters. A woman was shot to death about 2 blocks away from here. A Mrs. Winifred Lindsay.
Winifred Lindsay? Oh, but this isn't possible.
It's a fact, Mr. Truit. May Detective Arnold and I come in?
Of course. Winifred... but it's not possible. She was here an hour ago.
She was murdered, Mr. Truit, while waiting for a bus. Now, your address was on a slip of paper in her purse. She was a friend?
Yes. Winifred's husband was a very good friend of mine. I should have seen that she got home safely, but I haven't been very well. Oh, Winifred, why didn't I look after you better?
Well, if the murderer hadn't gotten her tonight, he or she might have some other time. Mr. Truit, tell me, why did Mrs. Lindsay come to see you so late at night?
Because she was nearly out of her mind with fear, Mr. Chameleon. She came rushing in here about 11 o'clock tonight, and the first thing she said...
Homer, They're going to kill me. I know it. They're making plans. They're going to kill me because they want my ruby.
My dear Winifred, here, sit down. Now, try to talk coherently. Who is going to kill you?
My niece, Constance, and her husband, Sidney, and that awful father of his, Rudolph. They're determined to get that ruby.
Winifred, you must try to be a little more calm. You don't make sense.
Yes, I do. Oh, I know what you're thinking, Homer. If I'm so afraid of them, why do I go on living with Constance and her terrible family? I don't know. It's as if they'd put an evil spell on me. And Constance was my sister's child. The only family I have
Winifred,
left.
are you sure that
About their wanting to kill me? Yes, Homer. They've drained me of every cent I inherited from my husband, and now they want the ruby. That's all I have left.
Please, my dear, listen to me.
If I give them the ruby, they'll throw me out. I'll end in the poorhouse, but I won't give it to them.
I should hope not. But Winifred, listen to me. Why not sell the ruby and invest the money? Then you won't have to live with those dreadful people.
I don't want to sell it. It's mine. My husband gave it to me. But here, you keep it for me. Put it in your safe, Homer.
Well, of course, Winifred, but I
No, don't argue. Take the ruby, and I'll tell them I lost it. Then they won't try to get it from me. Oh, please, Homer, please.
So she gave me the ruby, Mr. Chameleon, and then Winifred Lindsay left here, poor soul, to be murdered.
May I have that ruby, Mr. Truit?
Of course. I'll turn it over to you. It's right in here, Mr. Chameleon, in my wall safe.
What's the name of that family, Mr. Truit? Mrs. Lindsay's niece and her husband and father-in-law.
Their name is Ruskin, Detective Arnold. Constant Ruskin. Her husband is Sidney Ruskin, and his father is Rudolph Ruskin.
Mr. Truit,
Yes?
do you think they're as bad as Mrs. Lindsay said they were?
Oh, Mr. Chameleon, I don't know. I've never met them.
Well, why on earth didn't Mrs. Lindsay leave them if she feared them so much?
That's another question I'm afraid I can't answer. Nor can I understand why she wouldn't sell the ruby and use the money so she could live a decent, independent life. And here it is.
Wow. Look at that, will you, Mr. Chameleon?
Magnificent. Blood red ruby.
You're right, Mr. Chameleon. It is the color of blood. And poor Winifred's blood was spilled because of it.
Yes. I'd like to use your telephone, Mr. Truit.
Oh, certainly.
Go on.
I would like to warn you, Mr. Chameleon, it's a tremendously valuable stone. You should have an armed guard.
Yes, I know. That's why I'm calling the Commissioner of Police direct.
Commissioner of Police speaking.
Hello, Commissioner. This is Chameleon.
Oh, Chameleon, what about that shooting?
It was Mrs. Winifred Lindsay, the woman who wrote the police saying she expected to be murdered because of a valuable ruby she owned.
Good Lord.
I have the ruby, Commissioner, and Dave Arnold will take it to headquarters. I want a special squad car to get him there. He's here at the Truit residence.
All right, I'll send a car there immediately, Chameleon. Shall I have this ruby appraised?
By all means, Commissioner. Goodbye. All right, Dave, they're sending a squad car to get you. Now, I'm going over to the Ruskins to question that family. You join me there as soon as you're free.
Okay, Mr. Chameleon.
Mr. Truit, I have a warning for you.
For me?
The killers no doubt thought Winifred Lindsay had the ruby, but she didn't. And by now they may realize that she gave it to you. If I were you, I'd go to a hotel under police guard. Or better still, leave town.
But it's so late, Mr. Chameleon. Surely I can wait till tomorrow.
At your own risk, Mr. Truit.
You really think I'm in danger?
Serious danger, Mr. Truit. This was an ugly killing. Someone wants that ruby badly, and whoever it is, I have a hunch they'll strike again.
But late as it is later still when Mr. Chameleon pays a visit to the shabby frame house on the fringes of New York where the Ruskin family lives. And we find him now in the dingy living room talking to Constance Ruskin, and he is saying,
Mrs. Ruskin, your Aunt Winifred Lindsay was brutally murdered, and she expected to be murdered for the ruby, that fabulous ruby which the police have taken into custody. Now tell me why your aunt expected you to kill her.
Me? Aunt Winifred expected me to kill her? That's insane, Mr. Chameleon. I loved my poor old aunt.
Did you? And did your husband Sidney love her, too? And his father, Rudolph?
What do you know about them?
A great deal, Mrs. Ruskin. Your poor old aunt, as you call her, was terrified of all of you.
And I say she wasn't terrified of me. I was her sister's child. We were blood relations.
Blood relations. That ruby is the color of blood, too, and she was murdered for it. By the way, where were you a little before midnight?
Here in this house.
Alone?
Yes.
That's not much of an alibi.
Just the same, I was here. And if I don't have a good alibi, I'll bet Sidney and his father don't either. Poor Aunt Winifred. She knew I'd never harm her.
But the others would. Is that what you're trying to say, Mrs. Ruskin?
No, Mr. Chameleon. I haven't said a thing. But if I hadn't married Sidney, things might have been different. And his father, Rudolph, was always an evil influence over Sidney.
And the three of you proceeded to live off your aunt. I happen to know that, Mrs. Ruskin.
I'm not denying it, Mr. Chameleon. But it was Sidney who made me. And then when Aunt Winifred's money ran out, Sidney practically deserted me.
Well, didn't he work?
No.
Well, what about his father, Rudolph? Mrs. Ruskin, if you expect the police to believe that you're innocent, you must help me all you can. Did your father-in-law ever work?
Yes. Rudolph once worked for a jeweler. He made imitation jewels.
Imitation jewels? That's very interesting. Where are your husband and his father tonight?
I don't know.
Mrs. Ruskin, I don't believe you. I think you're deeply involved with your worthless husband, and you... Stay where you are, Mrs. Ruskin. I'll open the door.
Mr. Chameleon.
Oh, Dave, come in. I thought it might be you. This is Detective Arnold, Mrs. Ruskin.
How do you do?
How do you do?
Dave, anything new?
I'll say there is, Mr. Chameleon. When I got to police headquarters, the commissioner had a gem expert ready and waiting. Mrs. Winifred Lindsay's ruby was appraised, and it's a fake.
What? So the real ruby was stolen from her, and the fake substituted. Dave, by a very odd coincidence, Mrs. Ruskin's father-in-law, Rudolph, once made fake jewels.
Then Rudolph Ruskin might have swiped the real ruby, and when he heard that Mrs. Lindsay was taking the fake one to Homer Truit, he got scared and killed her.
Yes, but did he know that Mrs. Lindsay was going to see Homer Truit? Did he, Mrs. Ruskin?
Yes, he did, Mr. Chameleon. Aunt Winifred confided in me, and I told my father-in-law, Rudolph. I'm to blame because Rudolph knew.
You hate your father-in-law, don't you, Mrs. Ruskin? You hate him enough to try to make him look guilty of murder. Why? Because you alone, or you and your husband, are guilty?
No.
Or because your father-in-law encouraged his son in his loose ways, even encouraged him to take up with another woman?
So, there's another woman, is there? I thought there was. Now I'll tell you where Sidney is. He's at the Hotel Regent, living there in style for the last week. Who's the woman?
I didn't say there was a woman, Mrs. Ruskin, but I'm very glad to know where I can find your husband. Perhaps he doesn't have the real ruby on him, but I intend to find that ruby, and when I do, I'll find the murderer.
Mr. Chameleon and the fabulous ruby murder case continues in just a moment. Here's advice about colds that we think your own doctor will tell you is sound advice. No matter how you try to stop or shorten a cold, the first thing to do, before you do anything else, is to take genuine Bayer aspirin. You see, a cold is almost invariably accompanied by muscular aches and pains and a headachy, feverish feeling. And for your own good, you need a medication that will relieve these distressing symptoms with the greatest possible speed. Because Bayer aspirin is ready to go to work in 2 seconds, it brings you this relief, makes you feel better fast. That's why millions take it the moment they feel they're catching a cold. In addition, Bayer aspirin's single active ingredient is so gentle to the system that doctors regularly prescribe it even for small children. That's why it's been used by millions of normal people without ill effect. So at the first sign of a cold, before you do anything else, take Bayer aspirin. When you buy, ask for Bayer aspirin, not just for aspirin alone. Get the 100-tablet bottle and you get Bayer aspirin tablets for less than a penny apiece. And now back to Mr. Chameleon and the fabulous ruby murder case. Mrs. Winifred Lindsay has been brutally murdered for the priceless ruby which she inherited from her husband. And the bloody trail leads to the Hotel Regent, where Mr. Chameleon and Detective Dave Arnold confront Sidney Ruskin, husband of the murdered woman's niece. And Sidney relaxes insolently on the sofa as he says to Mr. Chameleon,
Mr. Chameleon, I had nothing to do with Winifred Lindsay's murder. Sure, I knew she had the ruby. I tried to get hold of it, but I didn't. And I didn't knock off the old girl either.
You're amazingly cold-blooded about the murder, Mr. Ruskin. And you mean to say that you admit that you lived off the poor old woman's money?
Mr. Chameleon, why should I work for a living when my wife Constance could support me on her aunt's money? I'm not a sucker.
You think men who work for a living are suckers?
Certainly.
Sidney Ruskin, you're really amazing.
I'm just smart. Smart enough not to give all my time to that dumb wife of mine. I told Constance to get that ruby away from her Aunt Winifred. When she couldn't, I found better things to do.
Such as what?
What do you mean, Mr. Chameleon?
He means, how can you afford to stay at an expensive hotel like this?
That's easy, Detective Arnold. I've been winning on the horses.
Oh, I see. Sidney Ruskin, did you ever hear of Homer Truit?
Did I hear of him? He made all the trouble. If it hadn't been for him, my wife could still take care of me.
What do you say then?
Because Homer Truit was advising Mrs. Lindsay to sell her ruby and leave Constance and me to take care of ourselves.
Oh, really? Now, suppose you tell me where you were tonight at 11 o'clock, when Winifred Lindsay was murdered.
Me?
You and your father Rudolph, and whoever it is behind that screen in the corner.
What?
Dave, push that screen aside. I've been watching it. There's someone there.
Leave that screen alone.
Let go of me, you come. Let go!
I'll say there was someone there. Look, Mr. Chameleon.
Well, what do you know? There was a woman in the case. And it's our old friend Dolly Spry, who recently got out of jail.
So what? Don't you drag me into this mess.
You're a well-known jewel thief, Dolly. You got the ruby? Did Sidney Ruskin or his father give it to you?
No.
She's just a friend, Mr. Chameleon.
You keep your mouth shut, Sidney. You lying bum. Saying you've been winning money on the horses. It's me who's been supporting you like your wife used to support you.
And where did you get the money to support the fascinating Mr. Ruskin? From the ruby?
No.
Do either one of you have an alibi for the time of Winifred Lindsay's murder?
We were together, Mr. Chameleon.
You mean you killed her together?
No, we were here in this room at 11. No one can back us up, but just the same, we were here.
Sorry, that's not good enough, Sidney Ruskin. You'll have to come to Central Police Headquarters for further questioning. Dave?
Yes, Mr. Chameleon.
Send out an alarm for this man's father, Rudolph Ruskin. I want him found and brought to me as quickly as possible.
Later, at Central Police Headquarters, when Rudolph Ruskin is brought in, Mr. Chameleon's interest in this unsavory family is heightened even more. For the bushy-haired Rudolph shouts angrily at Chameleon, exclaiming,
What's the idea of dragging me out of my room in the middle of the night?
Detective Dave Arnold tells me that you are fully dressed. Had you just come in, Rudolph Ruskin?
Well, maybe I had. What of it? I didn't kill old Winifred Lindsay. No cop can make me say I did.
I'm not trying to make you say anything, Rudolph. But, I want to ask you if you ever made imitation jewels.
Never. So if you think I copied Winifred Lindsay's ruby...
Rudolph Ruskin, you're lying. The police have already checked with the head of the firm that your daughter-in-law Constance said that you worked for. You did make imitation jewels.
All right, I did. But Constance, my daughter-in-law, hates me. That's why I moved out of there.
But you left something behind, didn't you? Carefully hidden in the cellar. The police searchers found it.
What?
This briefcase, Rudolph, with your name stamped on it. And it's filled with money.
Give me that briefcase. That's mine. So's the money.
The briefcase and the money will be returned to you later. Unless we find, Rudolph Ruskin, that money came from a fence. An advance payment on Winifred Lindsay's fabulous ruby.
No, it's not.
You could so easily, with the cooperation of your son and even your daughter-in-law, have substituted an imitation ruby for the real one. But when you learned that Mrs. Lindsay had gone to see her friend Homer Truit, you were afraid of being exposed, and you killed her in a rage.
And I say you're nuts. I got along with Mrs. Lindsay. There wouldn't ever have been trouble if Homer Truit hadn't started it, the dirty...
Just a moment, please. Hello, Chameleon speaking.
Mr. Chameleon, this is Homer Truit. Something very upsetting has happened.
Yes?
I heard a noise in my library. When I went in, two men were trying to open my safe. They beat me up, threw me downstairs. Then they fled.
I was afraid something like that would happen, Mr. Truit. Had you ever seen the men before?
No, Mr. Chameleon, but I could certainly identify them.
When did this happen, Mr. Truit?
About an hour and a half ago.
I see. Mr. Truit, I'll be right over. And Detective Arnold and I will bring two men with us who you may possibly be able to identify as your assailants.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
What was that all about, Mr. Chameleon?
Rudolph Ruskin, where were you about an hour and a half ago?
Taking a walk. I don't know. What happened to old Truit?
He was badly beaten by two men. I'm taking you and your son Sidney over there right now to see if by any chance you could have been those men.
And at the Truit home, while Detective Dave Arnold stands guard over Sidney and Rudolph Ruskin, Mr. Chameleon greets the badly frightened and badly shaken Homer Truit and says to him,
Oh, Mr. Truit, you're limping very badly.
Well, I told you those men threw me downstairs, Mr. Chameleon. My ankle was broken. I put a cast on it myself. I learned first aid many years ago. It was a terrible shock.
Before I take you into the library, Mr. Truit, can you describe your two assailants?
Not very well. It was half dark, but I could tell from their voices that one was young and one was older.
I see. Well, come along, Mr. Truit, and don't be afraid. You're well protected.
Well, I admit, Mr. Chameleon, I am afraid. I can understand now how Winifred Lindsay must have felt before she was murdered.
Yes. All right, Mr. Truit. Take a look at these two men. You recognize them?
Be careful what you say, you old fraud.
You never saw us before in your life, Mr. Truit.
You're wrong, young man. I don't know who you are, but you are the ones who beat me up.
That's not true.
I'll wring your neck, you lying old devil.
No, you won't. Come back here, Mr. Ruskin.
Take your hands off me, Detective Arnold.
And behave yourself. Is that all, Mr. Chameleon?
That's all, Dave. Turn them over to the police officer outside and have him take them back to headquarters. And you wait for me, please. I'll be right out.
Okay, Mr. Chameleon. Come on, you two.
Mr. Chameleon, did he say Ruskin? Was that Sidney and Rudolph Ruskin?
Yes, Mr. Truit.
Oh, poor Winifred.
Mr. Truit, I warned you that you too were in danger. You wouldn't have been hurt if you'd gone to a hotel or left town.
I know, Mr. Chameleon. I've learned my lesson now. All I want to do is to get as far away as possible. I have some friends in the South. I'll go there tomorrow morning.
Well, unfortunately, Mr. Truit, I want you to wait an extra day. Now, you've been a tremendous help. I'll have Detective Arnold get your train reservations, and I'll see that you have a police escort to the station. But first, I want you to help me play a little game.
How do you mean?
I am going to assume the disguise of a phony witness to the murder. A street repair man named, say, Cavello. Now, this will be my story. I lost my money and rang the bell here to ask for aid and car fare home. And you gave it to me. And as Cavello, I saw Mrs. Lindsay here in the hall. And I recognized her later when she was waiting for the bus. And I saw her killed.
You think that'll break them down?
Well, it's worth trying, Mr. Truit. And I want you to identify me so they'll be completely fooled.
All right, Mr. Chameleon. For Winifred Lindsay's sake.
Thank you, Mr. Truit. Now, I must go. But there'll be a guard stationed outside your house. Good night, sir.
Good night, Mr. Chameleon.
Dave.
Here I am, Mr. Chameleon. Well, is everything all set?
Yes, Dave. I think this disguise will turn the trick. That and the information that you turned in an hour ago. Now, I want the Ruskins brought here to Mr. Truit's home at 7 o'clock sharp tomorrow night, including Constance. And I think we'll have an interesting little showdown.
And so, at 7 o'clock the following evening, we find Mr. Chameleon in his disguise as Cavello, the street repairman who supposedly witnessed the murder. And standing before him are Sidney and Rudolph Ruskin and Homer Truit, with Detective Arnold in charge of the group. And Mr. Chameleon says in the voice of his disguise,
So help me, Detective Arnold. I couldn't keep quiet no longer. I seen that woman shot and I had to speak up.
All right, Cavello. But first we want you identified. Mr. Truit.
Yes.
Is this the man who came to your door?
Yes, Detective Arnold. He asked for a loan of car fare.
Yeah, sure I did. And she was here, the murdered woman.
You mean Mrs. Lindsay?
Yeah, Mrs. Lindsay. And then later I see her waiting on the street corner for the bus. And then I seen two guys walk up to her and shoot her. Then I got scared and I run.
And are these the men who killed her?
Yeah, Detective Arnold. That old one, he held her, and the young one, he shot her in the heart.
Lies! More lies!
This is a frame-up, Detective Arnold.
You heard Cavello say he saw you.
I don't care. It's a frame-up.
I'm turning you two over to the officer outside. Take these two guys back to headquarters.
You dirty bums. It's a frame-up.
Now it's time for you to go to your train, Mr. Truit.
Yes, Mr. Truit, you did a very good job.
Well, so did you, Mr. Chameleon. That was a remarkable disguise as Cavello. I'm sure it will break the Ruskins down and make them confess. And now I really must go.
Grab him, Dave.
What?
I don't think a confession will be necessary, Truit.
Are you out of your mind, Chameleon? What are you doing?
Ripping off this cast on your ankle.
Stop
Truit.
that!
I knew the minute I saw it that you knew nothing about
You
first
let me
aid.
go.
That is what really convinced me of the truth.
Let
Truit.
go, I say!
Not till we get this cast off, Truit.
No! No!
Uh-huh. You are right, Mr. Chameleon. Here it is.
Mm-hmm. The real ruby. Truit, you had it hidden in the cast. That is how you intended to smuggle it out of the city.
Mr. Chameleon.
You see, Truit, Dave here discovered during the course of his checking up with various jewelers that you had an imitation made of Winifred Lindsay's fabulous ruby. But you didn't tell her about it. And when she gave you her priceless ruby to keep, the temptation was too great. You killed her so that you could really keep it. And you handed me the fake.
Well, if you suspected the truth, why didn't you say so?
Well, because I had no proof. Only the real ruby itself was proof. And I knew that you were too smart to reveal its hiding place. I had to convince you that I suspected the Ruskins. You see, the whole purpose of my disguise was to convince you that you were safe. And then alone, you brought forth the ruby and tried to smuggle it out.
And I thought you were even going to give me a police escort, Mr. Chameleon, to help me get the ruby out of New York.
Yes, I know. That clinched it. I thought it would. Well, you're going to have your police escort, Truit. But not to take you to the train, to take you to Central Police Headquarters, where I will charge you with the brutal murder of Winifred Lindsay.
And with these words, Mr. Chameleon concludes tonight's murder case. In response to many requests from mothers, genuine Bayer aspirin has been made available in a new children's size tablet. A tablet which now enables you to conveniently give your children the proper dosage as prescribed by your doctor. This is because each of these new tablets contains only half the amount of the regular size Bayer aspirin tablet you take, and they're made so you can break them right in half whenever still smaller dosages are needed. Because they are uncolored and unflavored, they cannot be mistaken for candy. And new children's size Bayer aspirin, like regular size Bayer aspirin, may be used with utmost confidence. For the fact that doctors prescribe Bayer aspirin single active ingredient even for the smallest children shows how gentle and dependable it is. The bottle and carton are plainly marked children's size Bayer aspirin, 30 tablets for 25 cents. Listen next Wednesday night at this same time for Mr. Chameleon, the man of many faces, in The Last Penny Murder Case. The part of Mr. Chameleon is played by Carl Swenson, with dialogue by Marie Baumer, from the original story by Frank and Ann Humbert. Music directed by Victor Arden. Your announcer is Howard Claney.
Teeth that are really clean, free of decayed breeding deposits and film, actually resist decay. That's why the only sensible way to help prevent tooth decay is to keep your teeth thoroughly clean at all times. And there's nothing you can get that cleans teeth like powder. It's the best way to get your teeth really clean. Famous Dr. Lyon's tooth powder almost instantly helps remove the deposits and film that are breeding places for bacteria that cause tooth decay. So to help prevent decay before it gets started, use Dr. Lyon's tooth powder. Ask for either regular or ammoniated Dr. Lyon's tooth powder.
Listen for Mr. Chameleon in The Last Penny Murder Case next Wednesday night at this time. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.